I gotta make sure that I mute this so I don't get into the same problem as last time where we get the double music.
Yeah, you don't want that.
That's not good for anybody. Oh, there I am. All right, Nathan. Are you ready? Ready to rumble.
Let's dance.
That's the best intro ever. And dance we shall. All right, here we go.
See, back
We're
when the
back.
show was edited, they didn't get to see us dancing through the intro. So
I know. This is way more fun.
yeah.
It's better. Yeah. Nathan, old friend, welcome.
Landon, Landon, Landon. Doth mine eyes deceive me?
Thine eyes doth not deceive thee, and welcome, fair adventurer, to the business zone. That's what I call the game we're about to play.
That's a good name.
Thanks. I'm not going to speak like that for long. It's hard for me to sustain it. For those of you who are just tuning in or just getting to know us for the first time, we are Nathan and Landon. I am Landon. This is Nathan.
My name is Nathan.
We're business geniuses. Damn it.
Darn right.
What we do is we get together and we come up with great business ideas. No one asks for it. We just give it to them because we know they want it.
Yeah, this is us just doing good for the world, just
Exactly.
improving the whole business landscape, one
Yeah,
small business at a time.
exactly. Yeah, so last week we gave some really tremendous ideas to Monster Energy for how we can turn rudderless young men into industrial solvent manufacturers, um, which I
We
thought was
probably
great.
should have encouraged him to bring back the Hanson sodas to Costco, but
Yeah, and in a partnership with Hanson the band.
yeah,
It's
Mbop Cola.
it's boplicious.
Yeah.
That's not good. I'll work on that. In
Do they
any
have any
case,
other songs? Are those kids still around and like old now?
they kept him in like stasis for many years.
Yeah,
Um,
they'll
so
come back like when we need them most.
please kill us. Yeah. I really hope they. So two things. One, I really hope they do launch that comeback tour as like sad old men.
Yeah,
Like they play bop like in a really like dire minor key. Um,
they have to open and close the show with it. So,
yeah. One of the greatest t-shirts I've ever seen, some guy was wearing it said, I banged the hot chick from Hanson. Yeah, that was
nice.
very good.
Yeah.
Um, Same guy had a shirt that I thought was this is the t-shirt review podcast now. He had a shirt that had the Enterprise from Star Trek, and beneath it said Star Wars in the Star Wars font.
Nice.
And I asked him how often enraged nerds came up to him, and he said constantly.
That's beautiful.
It really made me happy. Um, anywho,
Do you still have your
anywho,
shirt that says Abercrombie and your mom?
it does not fit anymore.
Well, that was
It,
college.
well, I intentionally had it like really, really tight fit at the time because I thought it communicated a better message if I was wearing a skin tight shirt that said Abercrombie and your mom.
Yeah,
Um, Honestly, it might be better like that now because my belly would show, which I think also sends a strong message.
it's even skin tighter
It's as my muscles have continued to grow.
as we've cultivated mass.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All natty, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but I don't have that shirt anymore. I do still have the old softball shirt that I had that said Alameda on it with the numbers on the back.
Nice.
That's a good shirt. And then my other all-time favorite shirt that I had was the one that said Alan Mary's Big 50th, which I'm sure was like donated to a thrift store after Alan Mary had both passed away. But I
Yeah.
am carrying on their legacy.
It'd be funny if you randomly like ran into their grandchildren or something. You'd be like, what? What?
I was there. I crashed Alan Mary's Big 50th.
Yeah.
I was 3 at the time. Yeah, when Katie and I have our 50th wedding anniversary, I'm going to print shirts that say Alan Mary's Big 50th, and we will legally change our names to Alan Mary,
I look forward to
and the circle will be complete.
it. We just litter the streets with these shirts.
It's, I'll rent a blimp, just throw them up.
Get one of those t-shirt cannons and just like drive down the street, just shooting them at passersby.
I like that t-shirt terrorism.
Yeah.
Drive-by t-shirts shooting. There is no law that says a dog can't play basketball, and there is no law that says you can't do a drive-by t-shirt shooting.
Yeah. If they can do it at like basketball games, I don't see why you can't do it just out your car window.
The only stipulation is you have to be blasting the song. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
Because you need to make sure people are indeed ready for this.
Jock jams for days. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could every like dude who's jogging along like with his shirt off, just launch his shirt at and be like, "You look like you need a shirt."
Y'all ready for this? Have I told you my other genius business idea to modify the lyrics of that Jock Jams so it's suitable for Jewish circumcisions? Y'all ready for bris? Do, 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 do.
Yeah, we could really make some inroads in the Moyle community. So,
I'm gonna see a rabbi coming in and with a stare over his head. Y'all ready for bris? Do, 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 do.
the congregation hates it.
Yeah, I've always said one thing Judaism needs, jock jams.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing great in every other category. Just, get them pumped up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, yeah, so that's what we do, guys.
That's just a little sousson, but a little intro, a little aperitif. I don't know in
Yeah,
French today.
amuse bouche.
Yeah. That was there to amuse your bouche.
Yeah. All right, goodbye. No, anyways, we're going to be playing some Business Master RPG. So it's
The
an
game is
AI
sweeping
driven
the
role.
nation,
Yeah, it's an AI sensation that is sweeping the nation. Um, it's an AI-driven role-playing game in which we can identify our next business opportunity with the assistance of artificial intelligence and a random number generator that quantifies our success. Um, okay, Nathan. So here is the initial prompt that I gave ChatGPT. And before I read it, let me know if you're in alignment with the inputs that I gave it, and we can just kind of workshop it from there.
let's hear it.
I'm continuing my theme of hyphenation because I think hyphenation is really funny. I like
I agree.
I like combining words that should not be combined. I'm like, there's no word to express what I want to express, so you're not the boss of me, English language. I'll do what I want. I'll just cram them all together.
It's good enough for the Germans. It's good enough for us.
Exactly. Yeah. Um, so I told Business Master, help us start our business adventure. We are Nathan and Landon, business geniuses, good time boys, and possessors of extreme charm and charisma. That's I want to reinforce that we're on a charming business adventure today.
For sure.
We are on a mission to identify our next promising business venture in a quest to conquer an entire business category, but we aren't sure what category that should be. Also, the output of our game should be read aloud during a podcast, so let's keep the language easy to read, lively, and fun. That's mainly for me. I was up late last night.
Yeah. It's good to be easy to read.
Exactly. So what do you think? Any other modifiers or qualifiers we should throw in there? Any variables outside of our impressive charm, charisma, and Animal magnetism.
I think that's a good start.
All right, great. So here we go. Welcome, Nathan and Landon, to Business Master, Rise of the Charmpire, TM. Oh, Empire and Charm together. Charmpire.
Got it.
I saw that. I was kind of confused, but good job, ChatGPT. You are Nathan and Landon, two certified charm factories with MBA level swagger and a shared dream. Total dominion of a single, glorious business category. The boardroom is your battlefield. The economy? Just a game of Monopoly rigging in your favor. You're on the brink of your next big move. But first, you must choose your battlefield. Let's begin the great business category spin wheel of destiny to identify a few sizzling hot arenas where our genius might flourish. Okay, here we go. This is what ChatGPT has suggested for us. Um, Pet influencer merchandise empire, leveraging adorable animals and your natural charisma to sell squeaky toys, bow ties, and CBD pet water on TikTok. Not bad. Luxury garage startups. This might go to our like Thanksgiving jail.
Yeah.
Boutique startups to run you run out of your garage, but with premium pricing, organic coffee, and artisanal data sets. Hyper niche snack foods. Ever heard of prebiotic protein pickle puffs? Neither has anyone else, but they will. All right. I think we need to call an audible on this one, though. None of these sound appealing to me. These are way too niche. I was thinking like more along the lines of like finance.
Right. Yeah, we need some broader categories here.
Yeah. What if our category is just all banks?
Just the entire banking industry.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something that's appealing to me. Or I want to, so it feels like the big ones are finance, just food in general, energy.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think, Nathan?
Um, I'm trying to compare it to my mental list of stuff we've done in the past, which is admittedly spotty.
We've done this like 100 times, and I remember like five.
Yeah. But I think banks is uncharted territory for us. I think we've done some food work.
Yeah, we've done a lot of food work. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, AI, you got to aim higher. Let's aim higher and broader. We want to run all banks. There we go. Dream bigger, dominate harder. Your ambition now reads total bank domination. Nathan and Landon, you are no longer charming entrepreneurs. You are the financial phoenixes, reborn in blazers of fire, rising to seize control of the entire global banking system. From piggy banks to private equity, you want it all, and you shall have it. Or dramatically flame out trying. But first, let's define your entry strategy into the banking industrial complex. You can't just walk into JP Morgan Chase and yell, "We're in charge now." You could, but let's see what path the dice reveal for your banking conquest debut. I kind of want to try that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the role is mixed success for our entry into the system. We formed a credit union with vibes, TM, a hip community-funded financial institution headquartered in a WeWork, offering checking accounts, disco playlists, and vibe-based lending. People don't apply for loans, they manifest them. The world is intrigued. The Federal Reserve is mildly confused, but your brand is strong, and your startup is called ChillVest, banking but with feelings. I actually like that a lot. You've made a splash, but now regulators are circling, and a group of angry regional bankers in khaki pants have formed a coalition called Stop Chillvest Now. Next decision. How will you expand Chillvest into a full-scale financial empire? I kind of would just want to like go into JP Morgan Chase and just declare that it's ours.
Yeah. Hostile takeover. 100%
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah. Okay. The best defense is a good offense. Let's unleash full power of our charisma. We indeed do want to walk into JP Morgan Chase and declare that we run the place and leverage our unmatched charisma to attract a legion of followers, take control of the bank. All right, Nathan. Let's see how this goes. Aggressive, audacious, absolutely on brand. Nathan and Landon, you are activating Charm Offensive TM protocol. No applications, no mergers, no acquisitions, just pure unfiltered charisma leveled as a financial WMD, weapon of mass destruction. You've chosen the boardroom blitzkrieg approach. Walk into JP Morgan HQ, eyes blazing with confidence, and proclaim, "We run this place now." Let's roll to determine the effectiveness of your charisma coup d'etat. Oh, Nathan, guess what? Critical success.
Of course it is.
As you stride through the glass doors of JP Morgan Chase, the lobby security guard spontaneously applauds. By the time you reach the executive floor, employees are forming a conga line behind you, chanting, "Chill vest, chill vest," like a Wall Street Coachella. Jamie Dimon, stunned and spiritually overwhelmed, steps aside with a respectful nod and says, "Gentlemen, the building is yours. We did it."
Nice.
You are now co-CEOs of JP Morgan Chase plus Chillvest, operating under your new conglomerate brand, Megabank, capitalism, but with eye contact. It goes back to one of our original ideas.
Yeah.
With full control of a top-tier bank and a fervent following, your stock soars 400% in one afternoon. CNBC breaks into tears of confusion. Current status: you now control of a systemically important financial institution. You're on a government watch list titled Too Charming to Fail. You're being invited to Davos to deliver a keynote titled The Future of Banking. Just be hot. Um, yeah. It feels like we have a pretty strong toehold here, Nathan.
Yeah, I never considered it because I was thinking that probably most people don't like their bank that much or think about their bank at all.
Yeah.
So maybe like making hotter bankers is the solution.
So Hooters just declared bankruptcy.
Yeah,
Is there an opportunity to swoop in on that IP on the cheap and infuse it into our banking?
I think there is.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Any other bills that you want to put on that before I take the wheel?
Um, yeah, I think that's a solid idea because everybody just wants to bank online these days. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to go in, but if you had Hooters, former Hooters tellers, that's gonna get people to the door.
Exactly. And instead of like, but this might be kind of messy, which might make it kind of awkward with the deposit slips, but instead of those weird candies, what if there's just wings everywhere?
Nice.
Yeah. All the US currency slowly starts to smell more and more like hot sauce.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
you're gonna get some spillover onto the currency there, but
yeah, America inexplicably smells like buffalo sauce now.
anyone still using cash suddenly starts smelling like buffalo sauce.
Which I think is a feature, not a bug.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. As you know, Hooters has declared bankruptcy. We want to swoop in, buy their IP on the cheap, and launch a new, hotter banking strategy. Bank tellers and employees are now Hooters girls.
And boys.
Employees. All those busty boys.
Yeah.
Run with that. That's all the context I'm gonna give
All right.
it. Strategic, sexily, slightly illegal. Perfect. Nathan and Landon, your corporate conquest of the century has begun. Hooters has filed for bankruptcy, and while lesser minds saw a failed restaurant chain, you saw an unclaimed aesthetic and a chance to radically rebrand the financial sector. Introducing your boldest strategic initiative yet, Assets and Curves, TM, where your interest rates are hot and so are the tellers. Phase one, IP acquisition. Let's roll to determine if you can snag the Hooters brand for pennies on the dollar. Strong success, Nathan. 16 out of 20.
Darn right.
Through a charm-heavy negotiation involving a handshake, three espresso martinis, and a pitch deck titled Banking But Flirty, you locked down the full Hooters brand, trademarks, uniforms, and the original wing sauce recipe.
Nice.
Phase two, financial institution rebrand. Your JP Morgan Chillfest Hooters fusion is now live is now live in 37 states. Branches have neon signs. Loan consultations comes with mozzarella sticks. Clients receive quarterly statements printed on napkins with flirty winks drawn in gel pen. Your flagship product, the Flirt Rate Savings Account. Higher yields if your teller compliments your vibe. Penalties waived if you accidentally charm the manager. Cons Gross.
Yeah.
TikTok explodes. Your bank trends under bank but hot. A competitor tries to respond with buff bank, but they get laughed out of the NASDAQ. Regulatory response. You've received a strongly worded letter from the SEC titled, Please stop whatever this is. The Fed is asking if teller tips count as taxable income. You respond with glitter and a playlist.
Yeah, I think speaking in general terms about the banking industry, this is like the least illegal thing that banks are doing. So,
I know. This is charming by comparison.
yeah,
They're just upset at how disruptive we are, Nathan.
yeah, we're really taking over that space and using our signature brand of disruption to just change the world.
Yeah, I don't see a problem. Um, so these are the so these are the next strategic decisions that AI has made, but as always, I think we can do better.
Yeah.
So open international hot vault locations in Ibiza, Tokyo, and Dubai. Launch your own reality dating show, Love and Loans, TM. IPO the whole brand under the stock OOH. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, ooh, 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 ooh. I mean, this feels like another opportunity to zag.
yeah.
Um, I wonder if there's an opportunity to overtake like if not the U.S. Federal Reserve, but some like financial system in a country.
That's a good point. It's about time we became despots of our own country.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
And what better way to do it than with, hot tellers, hot boys and girls. Um, yeah. I mean, like,
I mean, Switzerland's big in the banking industry.
yeah, exactly. Let's
Luxembourg,
yeah, why don't we go for Swiss banks?
either that or the Cayman Islands.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Do you want to live in the Alps or the beach?
The beach. Um, are we thinking too small? Like, is there like a global like currency reserve or like a global bank thing that we can do?
I mean,
There's a
we
World
could
Bank,
always
isn't
start one.
there? Yeah. There's a World Bank, isn't there?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
enough about the banking industry.
Okay, let's do this. Let's see if we can intentionally crash global markets and actually no, let's not do that. Let's start with the country. Let's just take over a World Bank. Let's take over a country bank. Let's let AI choose which one it is. Like the one who's most vulnerable to attractive people. What do you
Yeah,
think about that?
sounds good.
Let's leverage our charisma to take over national bank or national banking reserve.
There is a World Bank that provides loans and grants to the governments of low and middle income countries.
Boo. That'll be small picking for us later.
Yeah.
We'll pick them off. Um, please select. the nation based on these criteria. Close to the beach, strong influence on national, on global financial trends, um, access to great snacks,
Sure.
must love dogs. Any other criteria you want to throw in there, Nathan?
I mean, you took the words out of my mouth with the dogs there. So
Must tolerate dogs.
love slash tolerate.
All right, here we go. International, influential, delicious, dog friendly. Nathan and Landon, your empire is expanding, and it's time to move from just running JP Morgan Hooters to influencing global monetary policy. You're going after a national bank or reserve, but with vibes, bikinis, and bark-friendly boardrooms. Applying your highly scientific criteria. Here we go. All right, our target is Australia.
All right.
I guess there's beaches there. All right. Why Australia? Surrounded by beaches everywhere. It plays a key role in Asia Pacific markets, known for Tim Tams, meat pies, and chill billionaire energy. Dogs are allowed in offices. They even have bring your dog to parliament days, probably. Their prime minister once tackled the child by accident. The country clearly thrives on chaotic charm. So I abide by that.
All right. We're Australia bound.
Yeah. So our mission is to use our charisma coup strategy to take over the Reserve Bank of Australia and rebrand it as something hotter, snackier, and more dog inclusive. Oh, Nathan, critical success.
Nice.
We got a 20, nat 20, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. The moment we arrive in Sydney, we're met by a local surf gang playing Business Time by Flight of the Conchords. You deliver an impromptu TED Talk on the beach titled Interest Rates and Six Packs, a New Model of Global Finance. The RBA board surrenders their positions willingly, citing our ability to raise both morale and market liquidity. Our rebrand of the Reserve Bank of Australia is Sizzla Bank, Australia's hottest central bank.
Nice.
So our new initiatives include surf-adjusted interest rates, golden retriever-led mortgage consultations, the Tim Cham Treasury Vault, kangaroo-themed debit cards with real pouches for coins.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that's all about. Uh, a global impact. The IMF has called us irreversibly disruptive. France is jealous, and Elon Musk just tweeted "Sizzla to the moon?" question mark. Um, I don't know. This it feels like we need to take it back to the hotness.
Yeah, we're getting away from our core values of hotness.
Definitely. We confuse it a little bit. Now we need to pick off like we need to pick off countries one by one until we run everything. I feel like this is the end game we're at right here.
Yeah, we need to make our list, check it twice, and start working our way down it.
Yep, and then find out who's naughty and nice. Um, what? Yeah, yeah. I remember a few weeks ago we wrote a letter from the viewpoint of men who just discovered that Santa Claus wasn't real.
Yeah.
What if we, through our financial venture, discover that Santa is real and hot?
Yeah, people always think he's like at the North Pole, like, and he's a jolly old man, but turns out he's living in Australia and he's super hot.
Yeah, yeah. So let's posit these things. You know, our presence in Australia has uncovered government secrets, revealing that Santa Claus lives in Australia and he's super hot.
Yeah,
Um, we can enlist his magical powers of hotness with our JP Morgan Hooters girls, just basically going on a financial raid throughout the globe,
yeah,
overtaking countries one by one.
perfect.
Okay. Okay. As we overtook Australia, we uncovered certain government secrets, specifically that Santa is real. He lives in Australia and is super hot. We team up with Santa and our hot banker boys and girls and our and go on a barnstorm tour of the world on Santa's sleigh
And
to
using his
overtake,
Santa magic.
leveraging patented Santa magic, hot Santa magic, to overtake the world economy. All right, perfect. Let's see how this goes. Global, festive, financially flammable. Nathan and Landon, you've uncovered what economists feared and fashion models hoped. Santa is real. He lives in Australia and he's absolutely shredded. Codenamed Clause X. This classified intel was buried deep within the vaults of the Reserve Bank of Australia, sealed under a pile of dusty spreadsheets and an unused snow machine. But the truth is now loose, and you've made him your ally. You plus Santa plus the world's hottest banking squad equals Operation Slay the Economy, TM. Oh, that's really
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, your strategy. Transform Santa's sleigh into a mobile financial takeover platform, retrofitted with gold-plated ATMs, Wi-Fi, and a DJ booth. Launch a global barnstorming tour, hitting every financial center from New York to Zurich, delivering flirt-based microloans, peppermint-scented credit cards, holiday-themed investment portfolios with names like Ewell Logistics and Sleigh Bells and Bonds. Oh, it's a success, Nathan. We did it.
It's inevitable at that point.
We overtook the world economy. Congratulations. Um, the global economy doesn't just submit, it celebrates. The sleigh lands on the roof of the New York Stock Exchange, and within months, NASDAQ trades are paused for spontaneous dance breaks. The sleigh emits a trail of pure fiscal pheromones, attracting hedge fund managers, economists, and influencers into a cult-like trance. The Bank of England literally changes its name to Bank of Blitzen. I don't care for that.
No.
Not at all. Hot Santa, dressed in a velvet pinstripes and aviators, closes deals by simply whispering, naughty or nice, into shareholder ears. I like that. Oh, look,
Yeah.
my thumbs up thing came up. I approve.
Yeah. You approve of yourself.
Yeah. We now control 87% of global central banks. The Santa IP now monetizes Claus coin, a newly formed global reserve currency called Slay Bucks. So I think we're doing great.
Yeah.
Um, this is it. We did it.
Yeah. I don't know where you go from there. Like, we've
Yeah.
dominated the world
Yeah, we did it with Santa. Santa is real. I think we should make an image of this.
for sure.
Yeah. All right. What I'm going to try and do is get pictures of us in there and then and then we can yeah, here we go. This is great. The image. Okay. Here is what we look like. An image of what our triumph looks like. Great. Oh boy. Stand by for visionary content. Mood. Wall Street meets GQ cover shoot. Oh boy, it's happening. Setting. Santa's diamond-plated sleigh descending from the over the G20 summit. Okay. Oh, it failed. Make an image that follows this scene. Here is a visual reference of what Nathan and Landon look like. Also, did you like my the Juggalo image that I made last week on our thumbnail?
I did.
Okay, here
Have
we
we
go.
have we heard anything back from Monster yet, or they still mulling it over?
They're still mulling it over. The Juggalos have heard about it though. They love it.
Nice.
The Juggalos love it. Yeah. Man, we've had some good adventures. Remember that one time we did the pirate adventure with Heinz?
Yeah,
One time we bought a zoo.
we've been all over the place.
I know. Oh, we emailed Kenneth Copeland once as well.
Yeah,
That was great. Nathan, we have the best ideas.
we emailed Billy. What's his last name?
Billy Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell.
I actually on that one I paid $5
Yeah, that's
to
right.
ensure that it went through on whatever that thing is, Cameo.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he's read it, but he never responded.
yeah, Billy.
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 It has to be said like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, with ChatGPT's new image generation capabilities, while they are higher quality, it takes forever.
yeah, and also terrible for the environment.
Exactly. So win-win for everybody.
Yeah,
One of these days, we need to do a greatest hits, Nathan, just to amuse ourselves.
that's true. A little walk down memory lane.
Sometimes I'll fire one of these up and I'm like, oh man, I forgot about this. This was really funny.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the assets in my folder where I store things before presenting them to you, and I was like, I do not remember that.
No, same. Yeah. Oh, this is odd, but all right. So, okay, this is this is what we look like apparently.
All right.
All right.
So
I
we do
feel
have
like it
a
needs
hot
more.
Santa.
Yeah,
The puppy sleigh is fun.
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna give it one more try. I feel like I can do better.
Puppies with sunglasses. It's hard to beat that.
I know. It is hard to beat that, but we will. Santa's ripped.
Yeah, I never considered that hanging out with Santa might make me feel bad about my own body, but
Here we are. I mean, think about it though, like if you wanted to keep your identity a secret that you weren't real, that'd be the logical thing. It's just like your description is the exact opposite of what you actually are.
yeah. Yeah, it's a crafty move on Santa's part.
It is. Yeah. I just feel like, yeah, I do like the bankers down here. I just feel like it could be a bit more chaotic.
Yeah. It feels like a New Year's celebration or something.
It does.
It's got a lot of
And I,
lasers though. I appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. And I do like our velvet jackets that we have here. It's very nice.
To be draped in velvet.
Head to toe. I agree.
Through the magic of the sleigh, our legs somehow still fit into it because we
That's also
weren't,
part of our business strategy.
yeah, we weren't actually cut in half or anything.
maybe it's a magical sleigh. Maybe it's like you know, like teleports our legs down.
Yeah, I assume it's like the TARDIS, like it's bigger on the inside than on the outside. So
Exactly. Yeah. Nah, I agree. I do think we need to go down a greatest. We can do that maybe mid-year. So we're coming up on the 3-year celebration of when we
wow,
started doing this thing.
wow,
We have 30s. We can do a 30 subscriber spectacular.
perfect.
Exactly. All right. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is much better. Here we go. This is what I was going for, Nathan. This is what I wanted to see.
Nice.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
There we go. And Santa appears to be nude. Ah,
It's still
perfect.
got the puppies with sunglasses. That was important. So
Yep. I wanted the guys in suits. I wanted shredded Santa, puppies with sunglasses, but I wanted some Hooters girls in there with deformed faces. All right. I think we can put a ribbon on this one, Nathan, for this week.
yeah. So this is honestly, I really wish like bankers were going this direction instead of what they're actually doing. So
Maybe we can write them a letter next week and recommend that they do this.
yeah.
We'll email Jamie Dimon.
Yeah. Tell them we've run the numbers. We've used AI because people love when you say that.
I know. Yeah. It's better anything humans
We've
can.
worked it all out. Like this is your plan, like your
We got
roadmap
you.
for success.
Hotnomics. Perfect. Yeah, that's on deck for next week.
Yeah.
We'll email Jamie Dimon and I don't know, Bernie Sanders. We'll get it done.
Perfect.
I think he'll be on board. All right, Nathan. Well, as always, thank you for joining me on this business adventure. This was a great fun.
And thank you to Business Master for his assistance.
Exactly.
Our solid BM.
BM, you did your best. So to all of you out there, thank you for watching. Um,